again?
Yeah, but I ain't surprised.
They didn't learn a thing from last time. The nerve of those two.
Hey, don't get worked up about it. It's fine. Like, I'm seriously okay with it. I was actually planning on leaving myself.
Huh? I thought you couldn't leave.
I can't leave the entire LSD, but I can leave Stansville. You see, Bertha, I received an invitation, and in that invitation was a special code, which I will use to transport myself to another island.
Whoa! That sounds wild, Bloop. But I must ask, if anyone finds out you're gone, would that be bad? Especially if you know who finds out?
I'm not super worried about him now that he's on that pointless goose chase with the friend-ditching duo. But just in case, Bertha, I would like for you to help guard the house yet again. You've demonstrated to be very trustworthy when you did it the first time, so I can surely trust you again.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at it, huh?
It's gonna be a little different this time, though. Nobody, and I mean nobody, must know of my absence. If anyone comes by, immediately tell them to leave. Oh, and close all the curtains too. I don't want anyone trying to peek.
You got it, Beneficial! You can count on me!
Thank you, Bertha. You're freaking wonderful. I hope you know that.
I try.
A trip to another island. This might be just what I needed.
Hello again, Beneficial.
Alice, so nice to see you again.
So, Governor, I take it you've received an invitation? And you're currently on the plane heading to the other island?
Yeah. I can't believe you actually did it. You actually found someone.
It wasn't easy, but yes, Governor. I managed to find the only other person in the entire LSD.
Only one?
Yes. It seems you and her are the only ones left.
And who exactly is her?
Oh, she wanted you to wait until you met her to find out.
Okay then. Anything else about her?
She's saving it all for you, Governor.
Gotcha.
Before you know it, you'll both get to combine the knowledge each of you have and figure it all out.
I sure hope so.
Everything will turn out peachy.
Alice, I really have to thank you again. I really can't wait for all this to come together.
It's my pleasure, Governor. If anything goes wrong, don't you worry. Alice will be here to save your butts.
Hecky decky, yeah. You know, that reminds me. I actually did do a video about butts.
I know. You're such a weirdo.
What can I say?
Well, Governor, it's about that time for you to wake up. Get up and get out there.
Yeah.
Talk with her. Plan the escape, and together we'll put it into action.
Yeah. Alright, this must be the place. Knock knock, is anyone home? Hello?
Welcome, Beneficial Gamer. It's lovely to see you again.
Princess Peach, you're the one who sent that invitation?
Seems like someone is surprised.
You're an LSD victim?
Yes, your koala friend reached out to me. She's informed me that you're looking for a way to escape the LSD.
Yeah, I do really want to get out of here.
I too am looking for a way to get out of here. And now that we're here together, an opportunity is upon us. We can review a game together.
Hold up. You want to review a game? With me? What about playing to escape?
I was thinking we could have a little fun first.
Okay, fair enough. So what game do you want to review?
Remember that code I gave you?
Yeah, what was it? F2706?
Yes. That code wasn't just something randomly put together. You see, it stands for something.
Oh, what could that stand for? Hold on. F2706. A release date, maybe?
Correct! February 27th, 2006. The American release date of Super Princess Peach. It came out 15 years ago.
Ah, Super Princess Peach. So you pretty much want to review your own game.
Is that okay?
Okay, that's brilliant!
Shall we get started?
Yeah, let's set up right now. Good old Super Mario Bros., the game series that revolves around an Italian plumber who goes on adventures to save a princess from a monstrous fire-breathing turtle. Over 35 years, and it's still going on strong. One thing that kind of bothers me though is that for a majority of the games, it's pretty much the same premise, just with slight variations. But it goes to show that Bowser will stop at nothing until he can finally defeat Mario and keep Princess Peach for himself. Speaking of, the poor princess must be tired of having to deal with this for so long. It makes you wonder, what if the roles were reversed? What if Mario was the one who was kidnapped and Peach had to step up and save him? Well, this role reverse scenario actually did happen 15 years ago. Back in the day of the original Nintendo DS, that means double screen by the way, Super Princess Peach is the name of the game, and I gotta say, it's underrated as hell. And I have someone with me who can vouch that. Alright, come on in and reveal thyself.
Hello, I am Princess Peach, ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom, and the star of Super Princess Peach on the Nintendo DS.
Yeah, here she is guys, she's back once again, and this time she's doing the review with me.
A pleasure to be here, Beneficial.
Yeah, and I gotta say, it's great to have someone by my side who isn't a butt-ugly, bald-toothless demon. It's quite refreshing.
I'm very excited to review Super Princess Peach. After all, it is my game, so of course I want to review it.
Well, without further ado, let's take a look. So the plot of the game is pretty much what you expect. Instead of Princess Peach getting kidnapped, it's instead Mario. Oh, and Luigi and Toad too. But the story is a bit more than that.
The story takes place on Vibe Island, a place where Bowser has his own summer villa, which is a fancy way of saying vacation home. While there, the Koopa Troop search for and obtain the Vibe Scepter, a magic weapon that can control anyone's emotions.
They use its power to cause chaos back at Peach's castle, and kidnap the Mario Bros. And Toad. Princess Peach eventually finds out and decides that this time, she will be the one doing the saving.
I will save Mario, Luigi, and Toad, even if it kills me.
Oh look, it's Toadsworth. Remember him? He barely makes any appearances anymore. If you don't count any remakes, ports, or spin-offs, Toadsworth's latest appearance was back in 2013 in Mario & Luigi Dream Team. Say, Princess, do you ever know what happened to him?
That? I don't know. You might have to ask Miyamoto that question.
Damn.
So, Toadsworth tried to stop me, but I pretty much tell him, no way, old man. And then he pulls a Zelda and says, it's dangerous to go alone, so take this umbrella. And wouldn't you know, it's a living parasol. His name is Perry, and he's quite cool. But more on him later. Back to you, Beneficial.
Thank you. So, the princess and her new friend Perry travel to Vibe Island to save the Toads that are scattered everywhere, and ultimately, the Mario Bros. And OG Toad. There are 8 worlds in total, each with 5 regular levels and a boss level.
Don't forget the extra levels available in the post-game.
Oh yeah, those too. Our first world is La-Di-Da Plains. Gotta love that cheery music, by the way. In each level, there are 3 Toads you must rescue. Some of them are pretty easy to find, but in later levels, you may be required to search for hidden rooms to find them. I strongly recommend that you make it a priority to rescue every Toad in each level.
You pretty much have to, or else you can't access the final boss.
Feel bad for the poor saps who've learned that the hard way. In addition to the Toads, there's also puzzle pieces and music to collect as well, but more on that later. Now let's talk some gameplay. Peach already has a bunch of moves at her disposal to start. Her main method of attack is whacking enemies with parry. She can also use them to pick up and throw them, or even swallow them. As the game progresses, you will soon be able to both find and buy new abilities for parry. Some of these include ground pounding, floating in midair, and even transforming into a submarine. Peach herself can do some attacks like a sliding kick, and also sliding down a hill and knocking out a group of enemies with her rear. I already drew attention to this briefly during my video about butt attacks in gaming, but you gotta admit, all those enemies who are knocked out by that bottom are lucky sons of guns.
I'm right here.
Right, why don't you tell everyone about the vibe abilities you have?
Certainly. On the bottom screen, you have me, and on each of the corners is a colored heart. Tapping each of them with the stylus lets me use impressive powers that can work out in my favor in various situations. The joy vibe will make me happy as can be and let me float in the air. It's good for reaching areas much too high. I can also spin around and form a cyclone, which can do things like clear smoke. The rage vibe makes me angry. And trust me, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry. I burst into flames, and I'll stomp around and shake the ground. But most importantly, I burn things. So use my range to burn down bridges and barbecue everything in your way. The gloom vibe, though, it makes me cry. Why would you want to see this poor princess cry? I mean, sure, my tears are good for putting out fires, freezing the cold ground, and inflating Petey Piran until he falls over and I can stomp him down. And sure, being sad makes me run faster, but why make me cry for no reason?
Well, what are some of the reasons for you to cry?
Well, lots of things, like losing unfairly in Mario Party, or dealing with the complicated love triangle with Mario and Bowser.
I totally get that.
Or the thought of getting overthrown from ruling the Mushroom Kingdom, and ending up without a home, and forced to be out on the filthy streets. Oh no! My dress ripped on a moldy can!
Oh, yikes. Yeah, those are all awful thoughts to have. But I'd say for now, let's not worry about it. Let's continue this review.
Yeah, I need to calm down. I apologize for my sudden sadness. Last, we have the Calm Vibe, which is used for storing health. It's very helpful for when you can't find actual hearts.
Okie doke, now that that's covered, we can move forward. Most of the enemies you come across in this game are your typical Mario enemies that you know and love. Some of them have different variations, or should I say, different emotions, like Sad Goombas and Mad Goombas. There are also enemies that were originally from games like Super Mario World and Yoshi's Island. Then there's this particular enemy that only appears in 3 levels in the whole game, and even then, there's a rare chance it'll appear. But this is quite an interesting specimen.
Isn't that the star guy who's an assist trophy in Smash?
Yes, this is Starfy. And despite being a weak-ass assist trophy, he's had his own franchise of games that were mostly Japan only. Which, by the way, the guy who made the Starfy games made this game.
Ah, it all makes sense now.
The only purpose he serves is to fill an entry in the enemy glossary. That's pretty much it. So, like I mentioned earlier, you have to go through 5 levels in each world, and then you advance to the boss level. When you get to the boss level of each world, you're forced to partake in a minigame in which you guide Peach past some obstacles. If you get hit once though, you have to start it over, and it's different for each world. There's one that has you simply fling Peach up several platforms, and all the while avoiding sad Paragoombas. Then there's one where you roll a log while avoiding thorny branches. Those are fine and all, but then you got the third one, where you must constantly kill boos as Peach slowly descends to the ground. And let me tell you, man, these boos are the worst. You have to rapidly tap them to get rid of them. Sounds simple, right? But no, they take so many hits, and there's so many of them on screen at a time. It's only a matter of time before they go up to the top screen where you can't hit them at all, and potentially hit you, and then you gotta start over. Big boos, little boos, mad boos, big mad boos, they're everywhere. The boss fight, which is against the king of the boos, is easier than this shit.
Aww, has someone activated their rage vibe?
You could say that. But I will give them this. At least they're nice enough to let you skip the minigame after you beat it once. The bosses, I'll admit, are all pretty fun. They all require you to use one of the vibe abilities to help you out. Like for example, Petey Piranha, you must cry into his mouth to inflate him with your tears and make him fall over and stomp on him to make him spit it all out. And I just totally realized how wrong that sounds. For the King Boo boss fight, you use the Rage Vibe to light up the 4 lanterns in the room in order to damage him. And then you use the Rage Vibe again in the next boss fight against Wiggler.
Wiggler is a bit tricky because you need to use the rage to stomp on Spring at just the right time to where it flips it over. Then you can stomp the weak spot.
Interestingly enough, most of the bosses you face in this game are also bosses in Super Mario Sunshine. Though the Wigglers and King Boos of both games are different from each other.
The only original bosses we really get are Who and Blizzaris.
Who?
Yes, Who.
No, who's who?
Who is the boss of World 2?
I'm asking you, who is the boss of World 2?
Yes, who is the boss of World 2?
Guess we'll never know who is the boss of World 2. Alright guys, we're just messing with you. We're not going to escalate that joke any further.
That's like the oldest joke in the book.
Both figuratively and literally. So, Who is indeed the boss of World 2, and it's highly recommended in this fight to use the Joy Vibe and fly up to stomp him. Then, he gets rid of the ground, and the rest of the fight has you slowly fall down as you try to finish him off. Lazarus is quite an interesting boss. The fight is fun and all, but its freaking design, it's half ice dinosaur, half ice fairy. Feels like something you'd see in a Mario RPG game, which that alone makes me like it even more.
After you beat each boss, you're treated to a cutscene of Peach and Perry at a campfire.
Kinda reminds me of Shovel Knight.
Perry has dreams of his own backstory, and each time, a piece of the story is revealed to us.
To put it short, he was a boy who was transformed into an umbrella and kidnapped. But then the kidnappers drop him. A merchant later finds him and puts him up for sale, later to be bought by Toadsworth, who then gives it to Peach.
Poor Perry, separated from his grandpa. I sure hope they reunite someday.
Me too, Peach. Me too. Moving on, there's a shop where you can spend coins on various things like health and vibe upgrades, minigames, puzzle pieces, and music. Speaking of minigames, they're all pretty good time wasters, I must say. The 3 Toad minigames, Toad Jump, Toad Toe, and Toad Shot, they're all pretty fun. But nothing, and I mean nothing, in my opinion, compares to the puzzle minigames. These puzzles are so addicting, and I just love making endless attempts trying to beat my record. The music in this game, oh, let me tell you about the music. It's amazing. It's a very underrated soundtrack. It makes me wonder why we never got a remix of any of the songs in Smash. A few of my favorite songs in this game have to be Fury Volcano 1 and Giddy Sky 1 and 2. Speaking of Giddy Sky, it's gotta be my favorite world in the game. It's so peaceful, and it's a good way to finish before reaching the final world. I guess you could say, it's the calm before the storm. So, after defeating the 7th boss, Giant Kamek, you save Luigi. And for whatever reason, the game doesn't know his name. Now it's on to Bowser's Vanilla.
It's Villa.
Bowser's Village Inn. Let's just call it Bowser's Castle, it's pretty much the same thing. These last 5 levels are quite intense. It requires you to put all of your Peachy skills to the test. And in my opinion, the scariest part of these levels have to be the rooms with a big ass swamp in the background. In these same rooms, there are these statues of Peach doing certain poses, and you must do those poses when the thwomp opens its eyes. If you do not, the thwomp will see you, and then it will swallow you whole.
Yum, that's one tasty peach.
Okay, all the levels are done. Now it's time for the final boss. You're kidding, right? I have to play this again? I have to play the Boo minigame again?
Boo!
It's not funny, I hate this crap. Why can't Luigi come and put his ghost-busting skills to use here? Suck up the damn boos, let Peach fall peacefully. But no, the only thing being busted right now are my balls, because this is freaking difficult. Okay, I think I've done it. Please take over for me, Princess.
Okay, there are actually 3 final bosses. First, you fight the Army Hammer Bro, who is filled with rage from the Vibe Scepter, but honestly, he's kind of a pushover. Then, it's the Bowser's fight. And I've gotta say, it's a pretty fun battle. Throughout it, he'll use the scepter to change his emotion and battle tactics.
Yo, wait a sec, did he just rip off Wario's shoulder bash?
This phase is not too difficult either, but then, for the final form...
Let me guess, he turns giant, doesn't he?
Yep.
Okay, I had to ask, is that like some kind of worldwide gaming requirement? That the final bosses must be giant or have a giant final form?
So for this final battle, you must constantly avoid attacks from Bowser, and wait until he summons bombs. Then you can pick one up and throw it at his face. But you have to time it just right. Wait until the bomb is about to explode, then throw it.
This part can be rather difficult, because not only must you worry about timing it right, but you gotta avoid the other shit coming at you too. But once you do it 5 times, the battle is over, and you beat the game.
Take that, Bowser. I still love you though.
What was that?
Nothing.
So with Mario rescued, the gang finally heads home, and that's it. That's the game. There is some new post-game content you could get, like new levels in each world, a new attack, and you can replay every level to collect the remaining puzzle pieces. Overall, a wonderful game, but that does leave us with one question. What about Perry? Does he ever change back? Does he ever reunite with his grandpa? We need to know these things!
Yeah, they can't just give us his entire backstory and just leave it at that. This is the kind of thing that can be expanded upon in a sequel.
A sequel? Yeah, that's what we need! Super Princess Peach 2!
We need to make a call out right now.
Nintendo, if you're watching, do us all a favor. and give us a sequel to Super Princess Peach on the Switch.
Please, Nintendo. I'd like another opportunity in the spotlight. There's a ton of potential for Super Princess Peach too, whether it's gameplay, mechanics, or the plot of the story.
Come on, Nintendo, chop chop, get to it. Make that sequel. We need closure on Perry's story arc.
Yes. Please, Nintendo, quit sitting around on your ass while you drown your Peach amigos in nut milk and make me a sequel.
Exactly. Wait a minute, they do what? Princess?
Poor.
Peach! Not like that!
Princess?
Those poor suffering amigos.
Peach has been drowned!
Peach!
Huh?
What is this about Peach Amiibos being drowned in
I'd rather not talk about it.
Okay then.
Just make the sequel, Nintendo.
Either way, Super Princess Peach will always be remembered as a fun and underrated title for the DS. I kinda wish more people gave this game a shot though. If you're a big fan of Princess Peach or the Mario series in general and you haven't played this game for whatever reason, you're missing out. So go play it.
You'll most likely need to order it online though. They don't have it on the Wii U Virtual Console.
That's ridiculous, why not?
Ask Miyamoto.
Anyways, however you obtain the game, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. You might even get addicted to the puzzles like I did. But until next time, this is Beneficial Gamer
And Princess Peach
signing off.
That was fun. It was wonderful to review one of my favorite games with you.
Yeah, it was. And it so happened to be your game.
Yeah, in a way you could say that.
You're not really Princess Peach, are you?
I wish I was, but no, I'm not. I'm simply just cosplaying her.
I figured as much. I mean, I know she's a video game character and not a real person. But I gotta give it to you. You've definitely put on a good performance. It really did feel like I was actually face to face with her.
Aw, well thanks.
But now I'm curious. If you're not Princess Peach, then who are you?
I can't give away my real identity.
I see.
Yes, even to the most trustworthy people. I do not want to take that risk. If any demon finds me out, I'll get captured and killed. I've spent a majority of my time here disguised as Peach, and no one has noticed.
Okay, but what about your demon? I'm surprised I haven't seen it around here yet. Where is it?
Gone.
Gone? What do you mean gone? Did you defeat it?
No, she was banished to the lower depths of the LSD.
Oh, well, what did she do? Also, why do you sound so sad about it?
She was supposed to do what all LS demons do, to get rid of me and take something they desire. But I helped her get what she wanted in a different way.
And what was this thing she wanted?
She wanted to be good. She was tired of her traditional evil demon ways. So she took me here so she could take my niceness. But I helped her realize that she could become nice in her own way without stealing from me.
This is interesting. So, what ultimately happened?
After I taught her all she needed to know, she wanted to make a change. No more kidnapping, no more victims. So she went off to spread the word to the other demons. But it didn't fare too well.
So they banished her for trying to stand up to the evil LSD tradition, is that right?
Oh, it was awful. And before she was casted into the pit, she was humiliated and transformed into one of the oddest forms of the LS demons. She became bald and lacking teeth, just like the demon who punished her.
Bald and lacking of teeth. Must have been Bald James Charles.
I take it you know about that demon?
Fortunately, I do. He was the one who kidnapped me.
Oh no! That's horrible. He's the worst of them all.
Yes, he is.
I can't imagine the things he must have done to you.
Well, honestly, now that I think about it, all he's ever done was mess with me when I tried to do a review, try to take credit for my channel's growth, disguise himself as a big Afro celebrity to fool my fellow villagers into loving him and ditching me on my birthday, and just recently, he crashed a monster truck into my house.
Well, that doesn't seem all too bad, but what he did to her was unforgivable. From what you've experienced, he may just seem to you like a total annoying goof, but trust me when I say, he is wicked, he is malevolent, he really is the worst of them all.
Damn. I knew he was bad, even though he didn't really show it that much. But to be cruel to his own kind?
She just wanted to stand up for what's right, and he wouldn't even hear her out. There's no reason for them to be evil.
Well, I mean, they're demons. It's in their nature. But I agree. No one should be evil for the sake of being evil. Or any other reason for that matter.
Part of me wishes we could do something about it, but with the absence of my demon, there's not much we can do. All we can do is escape.
Okay, but how do we do that? I know Alice mentioned something about a secret exit. Do you know what that's all about?
Each dimension has their own hidden exit that leads through the dream world and out to the real world. I've never found the exit here in my dimension, and sadly, I never will.
Why would you say that? You can't give up. I'm sure it's somewhere.
The exit only exists when the demon is present in the dimension, and as I explained, yeah, I can't do much about that.
So you would have only been able to leave if your Ellis demon was still here.
Yes. She was going to free me after standing up to the LSD laws, but unfortunately for her, she wasn't successful.
But I still have a chance, as long as the Ball James Charles is around. But that won't be easy, because he's made it clear that he doesn't want me to leave.
I have confidence in you, Ben. I'm sure you can find the exit. I wish I was able to come with you, but I can't.
You can't come to Stansfield to help me find that exit?
If I did, Ball James Charles would most likely find out, and we'd both be in trouble. You'll have to lay low when you get back.
But what about you? If the exit's in Stansfield and you can't come, then how will we be able to reunite?
Here, take this. I knew you'd ask that, so I made this. It's a wand that can summon someone to your location. Just wave it and my responder will go off and I'll be sent straight to you.
Whoa, really? Hey, that's neat.
Be careful though, it's a one-time use. Only use it when you find the exit, okay?
Right. Only when I find the exit. So, I guess this is goodbye then, Princess.
We'll meet again, but until then, good luck! I have faith in you, Beneficial.
Next time we meet, we'll be escaping this false paradise. Whoa, man, what an eventful trip.
You have an incoming call from Bertha.
Put it on speaker, please.
Speaker mode activated. Call started.
Yo, talk to me.
Ben! Oh, thank goodness. It's an emergency.
Ah, shit, okay, what's the matter?
Hamlet and Wart Jr. just showed up to the house crying, Bloop.
About what?
According to them, that funky Afro guy died. They want to go upstairs and see you, but I told them you're asleep and they shouldn't bother you. But they're insisting on coming up there. What should I tell them? They can't know you're gone, Bloop.
Just tell them that I said I'm sorry for their loss, but I'm trying to sleep, so please don't come up here. That should hopefully send them away and give me time to get back without them noticing. And by the way, I give you full permission to kick their asses if they give you further trouble.
Oh, I don't want to have to kick their asses. That's a bit harsh, Bloop. But you know what? For you, I'll do it!
Just don't do it unless you absolutely have to. But honestly, if you tell them to go, they should just go.
Okay, I'll take care of it. See you when you get back, Beneficial.
Alright, see ya.
Okay, guys! Ben said that, huh? That's odd. I just called him, but he's here. Where'd he go? Was I just imagining it? It must be that. I guess my nerves have gotten the best of me. He'll be home soon and we can both have a laugh about it.